everybody's going to say the seafood, the fucking Boston cream. No, that's not it.
Which is a great way to describe us. Tough exterior, soft interior.
Yeah, you're filled with cream, all right.
Oh
my God.
From Maine's cold coast to Connecticut pride, Vermont's green hills take it all in stride. Massachusetts traffic we grip and we grind with a Dunkin' iced coffee and no peace of mind. So New England stands up proud. Chowder thick, we shout it loud. From Fenway Chance to Rhode Island tide, New Hampshire's cry, live free or die. So New England with Ian Brownhill.
Good friggin' morning from New England, folks. We got back-to-back episodes. Episode 71. We were in the studio. We just finished up, and we got another fun, exciting one for you. I'm Ian Brownhill. You guys know me. That's why you're here. You also know my co-host, RJ Travisano, because we are 71 episodes in now. And, of course, Vinny G. Chen's. And now this is my new thing. I put Vin's little pop-up character and his smart-ass remarks all right here. This is for you, Vin, and your little character. Any Hoosers, welcome into the So New England podcast. RJ, tell us who we have today. My stomach is grumbling. I'm excited for this one.
This guest reached out to me prior to confirming today's meet because that's what super important people do. And then he was so excited in coming down. And also, of course, let me know what his Dunkin' order was. And as a true New Englander, my man said, medium ice regular. And that's the moment I said fate brought him to the So New England pod, because you may have seen him slaying your local cuisine, putting all those amazing mom and pops on the map, or showing off his beautiful Italian-American culture like 2/3 of the So New England pod. Either way, it is with my greatest pleasures of all the pleasures in the world, we welcome NESN's host for Wicked Bites, the Wicked Snackah, a.k.a. Steve Diamatu.
Wow, that's a tough act to follow.
Yes.
I gotta be honest. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're pumped to have you on here. This is quite a tongue twister you gave yourself there.
That was a lot.
Also, a little offended about this whole Italian thing. Am I not cool enough because I'm not?
I've been really good at making those and then not reading exactly what I write.
There's a few little stumbles.
It's quite stumbling sometimes.
Wait,
no, you're not Italian.
2/3 are Italian?
These two.
I love it.
Yeah,
All right.
I got a vowel at the end of my last name, so does he.
I
What happened to
I
Ian?
can be Italian.
No, you couldn't.
I could do it.
No, you couldn't.
I absolutely
How
could.
many meatballs can you eat in one sitting?
All of them. My mom makes the best. My mom makes the best meatballs.
All I'm saying is
a good
you
answer.
answered
My
it
mom
right.
makes the
that's
best-
that's the only right
I
answer.
grew up eating Italian
How dare you
food, so
insult
this
my
is
mother?
Chicken cutlets or meatballs?
We got chicken cutlets on lock.
Hold
in my
on.
family,
Don't
so.
shush. Be quiet.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
I gotta be honest with you.
Don't answer this wrong.
I'm a meatball guy.
Wrong answer. Both, because in an Italian household, you always get way too much. That's why you're not Italian.
I'm a chicken cutlet guy.
Stick
I'll
to
go
your-
with the
stick to
cutlets.
your hash
I
browns or
literally
whatever.
eat chicken. I eat chicken cutlets far more than I eat meatballs. It's just that my mom makes a very good meatball, and a meatball and spaghetti dish to me is one of the best like comfort foods. Where I'm like,
Absolutely.
that should just like.
I'd skip the spaghetti though. I'd probably go with ziti or something different. The
I like
spaghetti's
I
just-
like angel hair.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
weird.
enough. I need some texture, a little
Yeah.
bit of. You gotta know you're eating
Tortinis,
something.
rigatonis,
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm
Fusilli.
hungry.
bow ties.
I knew you were gonna make me hungry in this episode, but I'm already like I'm starving. This is
Yeah.
like
We didn't.
we
I
were
didn't
gonna
eat my
go
parfait.
get
Burps.
barbecue after this, but I think I'm in an Italian food mood. Let's go
Talk
over to like
dirty.
Sienna or something now.
It's talking dirty to me. No, but I kind of feel like you could pass for an Italian. You have the look.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you.
I mean,
Don't do that. He talks about his Irish mash and bangers, and I love Ireland all the
You
time.
look more Irish than me. You got
I
a
am
red
probably
beard and
more
you're
Irish
bald, and
than
it's
you.
like that's about as Irish as it gets. And I'm 2/3 Italian, but
we're 2/3 Italian. I'm
Whatever.
not 2/3. I'm more.
You're more.
No, I'm half.
This is a load of shit.
and you do have a blonde face.
I do. Thank you. And I'm only bald because of you. Get him on the talk to Steve.
Oh my god.
Steve.
Well, the Northern Italians are very light and fair, and so he could be Northern Italian.
I tan. I think.
I don't
It's been
see
a
it.
while.
You burn.
I burn then tan.
Steve, thank you so much for making me trek down.
Thanks for having me. The ride sucked, but I'm here.
I love that for you. That's what we want here on the So New England podcast. If you're going to come down and you're going to be on the pod, I want you to get stuck in traffic. I want parking to be a mess. I want you nice and grumpy and miserable before
Well,
you come on.
it's
so
like
that
a
we
mini
get
Boston.
the authentic New England experience.
It's a mini Boston. I didn't realize it was like this. I've never been down here in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's when the creatures are out, honestly, especially here in Providence.
We saw some walking over to Dunkin'. And
Certainly did.
not safe.
Awesome. But and seriously, we really do appreciate you making the time to carve out here so that everyone on the podcast and us as well can get to know you a little bit more. So let's dive into it, man. Give us the story.
Well,
how did you get to where you are today?
Well, in what respect?
I would like to kind of know the history behind who you are and then how that led to you getting into the field of social media and becoming the Wicked Snackah.
All right. Well, how much time you got?
We got enough.
Perfect.
I hope.
Well, look, I'm a Boston guy, born and raised in East Boston, my whole family, and kind of moved around like a gypsy all over the northern suburbs. And nowadays I'm out in the country. So I've kind of experienced all of it. But as an Eastie kid, you know, growing up in East Boston, you have just a few options career-wise. You're always told you got to work for the city, you got to work for the state. That's really all we progressed to, just one of those two. So I did. I landed a great state job. I work for the state. I'm a court officer full-time. And during COVID, you know, we had nothing to do. We're all sitting around with our fingers in our ass, looking at your phone.
Yeah.
So I decided to start a Facebook group called Boston Pizza Wars. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
This is news to me. I did not know this.
Yeah. So
It's Rhode Island, though. We don't get out much. So don't mind us.
well, we
Even
we
on our
had,
Facebooks.
we had a lot of people from Rhode Island in it, but this group went bananas. It just absolutely exploded because, again, nobody had anything to do. So we ended up with like 30,000 people in it, and we were just running amok, going all over the place, just, you know, trying pizza, you know, helping small business. And we had such an audience that we were able to start doing some good with it. We started doing some charity work with it, and I was just out of control. I was running around in a banana suit, just doing all kinds of stupid shit. But I really began to enjoy making people laugh and having fun in the food scene, and it was born. You know, Scott Whitley of NESN's Wicked Bites reached out to me because they were unsure of where they were going. It was COVID. Nobody knew what the hell was happening. And he asked me if I'd be interested in coming aboard. And the rest was history at that point. And the social media stuff kind of came after that.
Gotcha. Okay. So when you started, why pizza? Why was that the one that started for you? Is that like a food thing for you? Like you've always been just like very interested in the pizza thing, or was it just like a loose idea? You're like, fuck it, this is what I'm going to do.
Well, I wanted it to be centered around something everyone loves, so that we could bring in the maximum amount of people. And I thought that pizza would be the right thing, and it was, because it just exploded. And who doesn't love pizza?
Right. It's like a universal food that everyone can get behind.
Even when it sucks, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I love pizza. I mean, I grew up in East Boston, a few blocks away from Santapio's. So you know, it's just nostalgic to me, but it worked. It brought everybody in. And that was kind of the beginning of my social media stuff. If I look back at those days, at the videos that I made, I'm like, holy shit, were they awful. Like, wow.
You progress so quickly in the industry where you learn so much, and your content, like once you kind of get into it, your content just starts to like completely 180. And you look back and you're like, I can't believe this went viral and got me started in comparison to what I'm able to do now.
Yeah, and it's constantly changing. What worked back then isn't going to work now. But so I got into the TV stuff from that, and I love it. And Scott Whitley and his wife, and you know, my co-hosts Bianca and Lee, everybody's just so great. We have so much fun going all over New England and trying places and featuring small businesses. But you know, in 2025, at the beginning of it, I realized the importance of social media, because I never really cared before that. And I made it a priority in 2025, and it has just exploded. Since the summer, I've tacked on 25,000 followers, and I'm just having a lot of fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, when you say the importance of social media, what do you mean by that?
Well, I feel like you can reach so many more people, and there's so many more options as to what you can do with content. And it's just a wide open playing field. It's just wide open for whatever you want to do. And I love that.
That's so fascinating. Now, did you always like want to do something in this kind of industry or field? Because I just feel like you, even just a few minutes from us interacting, you have like a charisma and a natural ability to kind of like be on camera, which is not something that most people have. I feel like even when we were just shooting like a quick story, like you're you're sharp, you're on it, which is like based off of your career and what you do for a full-time living, polar opposite, right? Of like how you have to act and how you have to operate.
Yeah.
You know, usually when you have someone who's like let's call it military, so to speak, type A, and like, you know, structure, and then to just be like very free flowing and all these other avenues that you're interested in. How did that like correlate? Cause I'm unsure as to like what kind of got you into that field where you're that comfortable with it.
Yeah, so, you know, I hear that all the time. People that interact with me at the courthouse are like, I can't believe you do this other stuff. Like, you're so quiet and like, you know, serious at work. I guess I can turn it off and on. I just love to entertain people. I love making people laugh.
Yeah.
I love, I just really do. I really love entertaining people. And I don't really know where that came from. I guess it's kind of we're all like this in East Boston. We're nuts. We're out of our mind. We're insane. So I think a part of that is that being from East Boston. We're just in Italian. We're loud, outspoken, and crazy. And I mean, if you look at my stuff from early on, it definitely wasn't this refined, or I wasn't that good. It came with time. I mean, I've been doing this now for a few years. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just rolling with it.
Yeah.
It's just,
well, I love it, dude. Seriously. I mean, it's
Thank
very
you.
rare that you have someone that can have a full-time job and a full-time everything else that's a polar opposite, because it's such a hard commitment to have a full-time social media following, a full-time career in the social media world, but also doing what you do. And when they're not adjacent as far as like performance and career and decision-making, it's a unique world for you to exist in. And I think you're doing a great job.
Thank
So,
you.
Compliment to you.
I appreciate that. Polar opposites. You know, again, I'm a court officer by day and I do all this craziness at night, but it does get intermingled. I mean, just last week we had a guy down in the lockup in a cell, but wait, I know you. It's like, all right.
Shit.
It is what it is. But that happens all the time. I mean, you know, again, with social media, you're just so out there. And again, you could the audience on social media, like well beyond what we can hit on TV. You know, you were on NESN and stuff.
Yeah.
right?
I've done a few things with them. They're great.
But I feel like with social media, you can hit so many more people and such a bigger demographic. And you can even tweak it to hit the demographic that you want on social media. And I love that. I love the challenge of social media, like trying to hit a certain number of views, or trying to hit a certain demographic, or trying to get a strong viewership in a certain area. And I think like I've been starting to figure it out.
Gotcha.
What would you say was the hardest thing to learn growing up?
Probably learning how to like use, save, or spend money.
You legit worked in banking, did you not?
You're welcome.
Are you still with Dime Bank, or are you too Hollywood now?
Okay, rude, but yes, I am.
Imagine your followers finding out you're with a Connecticut-based bank.
Okay, first of all, they have a branch in Wesley, Rhode Island, which is where we grew up. So really that's brownie points because I'm sticking to my roots. Second, I think everyone would appreciate that I'm with a bank that knows and understands their community. Their tagline is legit, community banking lives here.
Hey, I'm not asking you to sell me on it. I've been banking with them for years, and they know me on a first-name basis. I'm just saying, I'm surprised is all. I can see the headlines now. Mr. Anti-Connecticut actually banks with local community bank?
Okay, you know what? Follow along with me here. They're FDIC insured, equal housing lenders, wicked friendly. They take care of all my personal needs, have expansive products to help all my businesses, offer lending across the board, merchant services. What more could I possibly want or need? And you know that I secretly like Connecticut, so.
Oh, I hope you heard that, folks. Dime Bank is the reason Ian loves Connecticut.
Okay, you're ridiculous. Funny story, though. You know how they have like the mobile app with like banking, Lifesaver, you can do all the deposits. Have you tried to teach your mom how to do the mobile deposit
No.
yet? I was teaching my mom how to do it, and she takes a selfie instead of the check. Visit dimebank.com to learn more. Now, what about the food scene is the most attractive to you? Because let's say, so to speak, when you started this Facebook page, hypothetically, it could have been about a lot of different subjects. It sounds like you're a passionate Boston individual, which I feel like usually when someone is from Eastie, that's usually the case. But why the food scene? Like, did you grow up in a foodie house? Have you always had like an interest and a knack for the food world, or is it just kind of how it happened?
Well, again, being an East Boston Italian, food is such a large part of our world. Just, you know, holidays, family, day to day. It's all about food. I mean, even just, every Sunday growing up, the doorbell would ring at 10 o'clock in the morning. Half my family would show up for Sunday dinner. The gravy would be on the stove since 8 in the morning. Next thing you know, we're having macaroni and gravy, and somebody brought a box of cannolis from Spinelli's. It's just, that's what brings people together. There's nothing like sharing a meal with somebody. Back to like what I said about the Boston Pizza was why I chose pizza as to why, I'm so into the food stuff is because it's what brings everybody together. I can talk to any person from anywhere in the world about food, and you'll have something in common with them.
That's so true. Never really thought of it like that.
That's actually a very good point, because food, I think it's one of those, because you're almost at your most vulnerable, because you're at peace, because most people when you eat, so it's your authentic self, because you're not, when you're eating, you're kind of just like, I'm trying to enjoy my food. I mean, I've had a few people who have that like defense mechanism when they're like, don't touch my food. But other than that,
I need a 3-foot radius around me. Nobody can touch my elbows when I
oh, that's like Shoulders McGee over here.
That's not his fault. He's just wide.
Yeah.
I mean, I love food. I love everything surrounding food. I love the culture. I love, how excited people get over it. It comes in so many different flavors and things. It's just never ending. And, with respect to like restaurants and in the food scene, I love what people put into it. I mean, I'm not so big on the chain places. Of course, they have to exist, and, they do a great job, and I love some of them. But these restaurants, people are investing their livelihood into. It is their heart and soul, their pride. And I just love being able to show up somewhere and validate what they're doing. It just means so much to them, and to be able to do that and validate like what you're doing is special, and I'm going to show this to half the world right now. It's so meaningful to me and so special to be able to do that. On the NESN platform, now on the social media platform. It just means the world to me.
I love that. And what about the pride that it gives you about being specifically Boston? Because it sounds like you've got a big heart about where you're from. So how does that kind of correlate to all of these other things? Like, is there a sense of pride for you knowing that not only are you doing this for for the community, but you're doing it for like your community, for the Boston, for New England, like as a region?
I mean, look, the pride of New England, especially Boston, it runs deep. And it's so many great content creators coming out of the Boston scene. And that's because of the character we have, the pride, the culture, the heritage. Like, Boston is a culture. It is not a geographical boundary. And I just want to say that. A lot of people say, look, I'm from the city of Boston. And, we do get a little testy. If you're not from Boston, you don't say you're from Boston. But the reality is that culture extends well beyond Boston into New England. And it's a culture unlike anything else in the country. We love hard. We love our food, the brotherhood, the camaraderie, obviously the sports. So I think a lot of great things come out of that culture. So there is a sense of pride. I'm proud to have that. I don't think that I would have been able to get as far as I have without that strong Boston culture and personality, because I think the rest of the country loves it. Let's be real.
Yeah. That's why they make movies about it.
Right. And that's the number one thing I get my balls broken about is my accent.
Yes. Well, I don't hear an accent, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I mean, look, some of us actually talk like this, Ian.
Yeah. Well, listen, my character and everything that I've done with my livelihood in social media wouldn't exist if people didn't actually talk like that. So It's a bit, I'm a Rhode Island guy. Obviously, anyone that listens to the podcast has learned by now that I don't actually have an accent. I'm an actor. It was deliberately done and over eccentric for the entertainment aspect of it, of trying to encapsulate like that New England region.
And you're admitting this.
Yes, 100%. I mean, that's like the biggest argument that I have with people all the time is we don't talk, but it's always like, when I read the comments, I'm always like, this is how I hear it. Nobody actually talks like that. This guy's a douchebag. He sounds like a moron. He's from Rhode Island. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I can hear it in my head about the person that's that defensive about it. How do you handle it? Because I know you get a lot of that shit.
Well, first of all, you guys have your own accent.
Yeah.
You guys talk like you're from New York. It's kind of a knockoff New York accent.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. I'm missing vowels for no reason.
The thing that's interesting about the Boston accent is that there is not just one, okay? People need to understand this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But yes, I really talk like this. People come at me all the time. You're forcing it. You're this, you're that. Look, nobody wants to talk like this on purpose unless your name is Ann Brownhill.
Exactly.
We just do. We talk like this, especially like where I'm from in inner Boston, East Boston, Charlestown, the North End, Dorchester. We have a very strong accent, and deal with it.
Really? I don't know why people are so obsessed with harping on it.
But I do feel like because of how popular it's become, and Hollywood has come in, and a lot of big names trying to pretend to have the accent. I think so many people are used to seeing the knockoff accent that they don't even recognize a real one anymore.
Exactly.
But I don't. I don't care. I don't care if people come at me. It really doesn't bother me. I'll just tell them, buddy, go watch the rest of my stuff. If I could force it that long, then I'm doing a great job.
Yeah.
This is me. But there are more than one Boston accents. Depending on where you are in the city or out in the suburbs. If you are in the city of Boston, you're more likely to say morning. Like the term, I'll try and use an R, morning,
Yeah.
right? In the city of Boston, you're going to hear more morning. The more you get out into the suburbs, you're going to hear morning, morning, morning. Both of them, no R,
Right.
but pronounced different. Morning, morning. Corner, corner. So it's not just one Boston accent. And we do use R's. People don't realize this, but even... There was an example I was going to use. I forget it. What's one of the mottos you say here?
Good friggin' morning from New England.
No.
Life's better.
Life's better.
There it is. You say it.
Life's better.
Say the whole thing.
Good friggin' morning from New England, folks. Don't forget, life's better in New England.
All right, there it is. Life's better in New England. No, we put an R there. Life's better in New England.
There you go.
It's the only time we use the R. Life's better Rin. It's almost like it's a part of the next word.
Okay, love it.
That's the true Boston accent. Life's better Rin, New England. It's the only time it's okay to use an R.
Love it.
So now, as a true Bostonian, hearing you say life's better in New England, instantly I can tell you're faking it's fake.
I love that. I never thought of that. Now, why is it that like Boston folks are so passionate about getting the accent accurate? Where does that come from?
Well, I think it's because it's ours, and so many people are trying to fake it.
Right.
And it's like, if you're going to fake it, do it right. You're making us sound ridiculous.
Yeah, assholes.
Like, life's better in New England. You sound like you have a disability.
Exactly. And that's what I'm going for. The eccentric. I want it to sound very over the top and very overdone, because that to me encapsulates a broader spectrum of the fact that New England has this demographic that is honed in on being Boston when we're more than just Boston. And I think that that's where that conversation comes into, where Boston is the center of New England. But the reality is the population exists all over New England, which is why I do the accent that sounds so over the top, because I'm like, my joke is that this is what Hollywood sounds like talking about our region, which is why when I make fun, like when I do my jokes, they might be relatable, but it's like, I'm making fun of how the stereotypes are perceived to the rest of the world. I want New Englanders to enjoy it, but I'm also trying to reach a broader spectrum. So like, I want someone from LA to be like, oh, look at this guy making fun of like New England, whereas like people from Boston are like, are you fucking picking on me, dude? It's like, well, kind of, but that's the joke behind it.
Well, I mean, as a Boston guy, instantly I could tell that you don't really have an accent. But and I'm not just saying this because I'm in your studio right now. You're actually one of the only people that didn't aggravate me doing it, because I could tell, but I could tell that you were doing it on purpose, like for a reason. Like,
I've never claimed to be from Boston. I don't try and be like, oh, this is the Boston. I'm like, it sounds like it's from Boston because I'm just trying to do this Hollywood performance. Like I'm trying to reach a larger spectrum. I'm trying to make fun of it. I'm not trying to be perfect about it.
Well, I think you do a great job.
Thank you.
And as a Boston guy, I think, I stand behind Ann Brownhill representing us throughout New England.
Let's go. I got my first stamp of approval.
We love it. But so I did a lot of years in the suburbs. As I grew older and bought a house out in the country. And so I've been all over what New England has to offer us. And, zeroing in on Massachusetts, I love it because it's so friggin' different an hour out of the city. Like, the other day, I was in Chelsea at 11 o'clock. I'm legitimately worried about being stabbed, right? An hour later, I'm out in Townsend where I own a house, which is North Central Mass. And I'm legitimately worried about being attacked by a bear.
Yeah.
Because they exist out there.
That's what makes New England so unique.
Yeah, they exist. In fact, like a couple of weeks ago, the bear ate some guy's goats out in Townsend.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is a real thing.
They ate Tom Brady? How dare they?
Right. But so, yeah, I mean, it's just so different, an hour outside of Boston. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's it's a great perspective. I feel like you don't often hear someone from Boston saying that, bragging about the difference of getting out of the city. And what's also, this is reminding me of, is like when you go to a place, and I guess there's ties because of the Irish heritage here. And I know you're Italian, but like in Dublin, for example, the accent is different than Cork, which is different than Kerry, which is different than, Belfast. There are so many different accents on this tiny little island. And that's why, like, when you talk about Boston and the difference, I think about how each culture that migrated and immigrated to Boston, and that's why each different accent is going to sound a little bit different in each small town. It's like you're only 5 miles apart, but for some reason you say words similar but different at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And so to add to that, I noticed something else with the accent as well, with respect to the Irish side. Dorchester, Southie, West Roxbury, predominantly Irish areas. And I noticed this a couple of years ago. I used to work for the sheriff's department. Right.
Okay.
I was on a warrant unit, and I used to go all over the city of Boston locking up deadbeat dads.
Gotcha.
It was awesome. And I spent a lot of time in those areas, and I noticed that these people put a stress or a focus on the T. So like, forget about it. Forget about it. There's a strong T. I don't even know how I could use that in an example, but they really stress the T's in those areas. And the more I paid attention to it, I'm like, holy shit, I'm not wrong. This is a thing. Nobody's talking about it. Why? But they do.
Someone's got to start talking about it.
Yeah. See what he did there? But yeah, and that's the other thing too, like, with respect to Boston, every neighborhood is so different. And although I'm from East Boston, we all have, a strong bond because, like even in high school, it's not even guaranteed that you're going to go where you live, right? So like when I went to high school, I had to pick two schools where I wouldn't mind going. I got lucky and went to East Boston High, but that's not always the case. So, at Eastie High, we had kids there from Roxbury, Charlestown, the North End. So we got to know people from all over the city, and then throw in sports. We're all over the place. And I just loved being in the different areas like Southie. Like, yeah, it's different with the culture, but it's not. We're still Boston people, and it's the same shit, and I love it. I really do.
I love the passion. So this would be a good question for you then. What is Boston? Give me the outliers. Give me the towns. Where to you is it where it's like you can no longer say you're from Boston? Because this is a huge argument online about when people say they're from particular areas, like that's not Boston.
Well, the reality is the city of Boston does have a geographical boundary, right? And all the neighborhoods, starting from the south, you have Dorchester, Mattapan, Roslindale, Hyde Park, West Roxbury, Jamaica Plain, the South End, Back Bay, Alston, Brighton, Charlestown, South Boston, the North End, East Boston. If you're not one of those, you're not from the city of Boston. You can't say that you're from the city of Boston. But again, I don't feel like Boston's culture has a geographical boundary. And if you live within 15 minutes of downtown Boston, let's be real, your life is still centered around Boston, right? You're still going there. If you're going to the hospital, you're going there. If you're going out for the night, you're probably going to Boston. So you're still involved in that Boston scene. Although you can't say you grew up in Boston, it wouldn't bother me if you said you were from Boston. If you were, say, inside the 95 belt.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't be offended by it.
Now, when it comes to the Boston food scene, then, is there like a certain town that you think is better than others, or is it all like where would you say to you is like the best part of Boston when it comes to the food scene?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm an Italian, so you know what I'm going to say. It's a little cliche, but no, if you asked me this question like 5, 6, 7 years ago, it would be a little harder to answer, but I feel like now so many cool restaurants are popping up all over the city that I don't think it's pigeonholed to one. I think you'd have to ask yourself, like, what style of food do you love? And there are certain areas that do that better. Obviously, I love the North End, but I don't feel like you have to go into the North End to get the best Italian. I mean, I spent most of my life on the North Shore, and the North Shore is just an absolute jackpot in the food scene because it's so diverse. I was just asked this question on another podcast, and I said the best area for the food scene is the North Shore, and I got killed. Oh, you're from the North Shore. Of course you're going to say that. But the reality is it's awesome. You have some of the best Italian, legendary Chinese places, crazy barbecue places, some of the best seafood in the world, all right there in the North Shore. So I think that the best area, and I stand by my answer, is the North Shore.
Wow. This is...
we need it. We need it. Well, Boston needs it. We've had a lot of people on. I would say out of the last like 6 or 7 guests, probably half of them have said that you don't have to go into Boston to get good Italian food. Or good food in general. One of them was a very specific niche of food, which I think she got run through the comments for that, but to each his own. But we had a chef. We had Mike Trigny.
What'd you eat today, sir?
What'd you eat today, sir?
Love
Excuse
him.
me.
Yeah, does a great
He's
job.
great, but he said the same
His favorite
thing.
Italian spot was outside of the city.
Il Ponte.
El Ponte.
Yeah. Now you see, Mike and I are very similar in a lot of ways because he's kind of from my area. He's Italian. We know a lot of the same people, so I feel like Mike and I share a lot of the same opinions.
Gotcha. I love that.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's so diverse, right? So then you go south of Boston, right, and you have that bar pizza scene, which I've grown to love because it's so I just, you know, not even that the pizza's great, right? It's okay, right? But I just love the fact that it's like their thing and they love it. And it's like
The stand by it, the pride.
yeah, it's like
Very Boston, very New England.
a staple of the South Shore. And I just love that. You know, even if it sucks, it's like this is their thing. They stand behind it and they've been doing it for so long. I mean, if it wasn't good, it wouldn't still exist. I like it. I like the bar pizza. So
How did you kind of get into choosing your, like the restaurants that you go to? Because you go to a lot of different places and you have a lot going on between NESN and your own pages. So what goes into like the decision? Like, this is where I'm going to go eat. Are you like doing your own footwork as far as like, hey, I saw this place, I want to try it. Are you doing research online? Like, talk to me about how your content comes to life and how you find the time for it. Jeez.
yeah, the time is the issue.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want to say off the rip is nobody pays me to go to a place. I get paid from sponsors that we insert into it, and we get to feature small business restaurants. So I'm not driven by money as to where I go. And where I go is completely up to me on NESN, on Wicked Bites, and on social media. And if places wanted to buy advertising on NESN and do TV commercials, they're welcome to do that, but in no way shapes where I go. You know, and it's different depending on what I'm doing. If it's for TV, you know, the producer may say to me, hey, we want to put a focus on barbecue in this episode, in this area, find something great. And of course, what do? You run to social media and you can find it. But for me on social media, I like to find places that like haven't really been discovered yet. Right.
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
And places that are, because I feel like touching on those staples and reminding people that, hey, this is what we have in this area, and this is why it's great, and this is why you need to be going there. So I do a mix of everything. You know, there's no real rhyme or reason. I just try to look for what's going to work. What's going to work for my personality. You know, I don't do great in like fine dining places. I just don't, right? This idiot with tattoos and slick back hair coming out, it's just not.
Same.
Right. So like I'm noticing like over the last few months as I'm getting more into the social media stuff that I'm doing better with like sub places and, you know, lunch type spots. So I've been really zeroing in on those, and it's been working really well.
That's awesome. Congratulations on all that success.
Thank you.
Now the NESN stuff, how does that work? Are you guys like how does your filming work? Like, kind of give a little peek behind the curtain as to how your filming gets done, and then where people can watch it and see it and all that.
Yeah, so I absolutely love being a part of Wicked Bites. Scott Whitley, his wife Carol, they've been so great to me, inviting me, to be a part of their family business. Wicked Bites started in the 70s as a radio show on Boston Talk Radio.
Interesting.
WRKO. It was
Very
originally
cool.
the Pat Whitley Restaurant Show.
Okay.
And it is the second longest running radio show in America next to the Grand Ole Opry.
No shit. Wow.
And still going strong every Sunday morning. And Pat obviously, aged out, and Scott, his son, took it over and changed it to Wicked Bites. Scott is still on the radio every Sunday morning. That's kind of his big thing. But he also turned it into a TV show in 2008 on NESN. So Wicked Bites has been airing on NESN since 2008. I came on, I think, in 2022. And it's crazy because, it's a TV show, it's aired all over New England, but it's this small family run business.
Mm.
And, we have a production crew that we work with. We show up, obviously, we get the whole crew, the camera guys and Scott, and it's a big deal. And then, Scott's plugging away doing most of the production and editing work himself.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
And then we have I always say Scott, Lee, Bianca, and me. We have Scott's the main host. I'm one of the segment hosts, and then there's Bianca and Lee. We have the two girls. They do a fantastic job, and between the four of us, we have a ball, man.
That's so great. Now, is there any food that you've discovered in Boston that you feel like you wouldn't have had it not been for NESN or the social media stuff that you've kind of gotten into that you've been like, wow, this is a lot better than I anticipated? I know Italians like this, eat their Italian food. So have you tried anything unique?
Nothing really jumps out at me, but what I will say is I've developed such a deeper appreciation for restaurants and restaurant owners and what goes into it. I mean, it's a lifestyle.
Mm.
I mean, it's these people's world. I mean, there's no going home at 5:00. It's like, it's all day, every day, 6, sometimes 7 days a week for these people. And I've just developed such an appreciation for that. From being able to go backstage in these places and see that. And wow. I mean, I don't envy them. So
Tough job.
I would love to touch upon the philanthropy work that you're talking about. You said that it's kind of gotten you to the space of being able to give back to the community in some capacity through like different ventures of what have you. This is all new to me. So I'd love to hear about how you've got that footprint into the community as well.
Well, so like, what's the point of having this crazy following if you can't do a little good with it?
Mm.
Right. And that was my mindset with the Boston Pizza Wars. At that time, I woke up one day and I had like 30,000 people in a group, and I was like, what can I do with this? Right. So we got into the charity world. It was COVID. We started raising money. Next thing you know, I had like $20,000 in a friggin' PayPal account. And, I'm watching the people in my group suffer, lose their job.
Mm.
So we started buying people groceries. We started just throwing people a few $100 that needed it. We were able to give back to the people in our group. And then it went well beyond that. We had a member of our group pass away, and the people in my group stepped up. We raised over $20,000. We paid for his entire funeral.
Oh,
Like,
wow. That's great.
Through the group.
That's
Like,
so cool.
Sorry for the loss.
yeah, and he was such a great kid, but it was awesome that we were able to, like, we paid for his whole funeral. His family didn't have to pay a dime. Like, it was crazy. And I was like, holy shit, there is value to this thing.
Yeah.
So we kept it going, and, we worked with a number of other charities. We did some work with, the name escapes me, but we raised a lot of money for a cancer support organization that helped Family Reach.
Okay.
Family Reach. We did a number of things with Family Reach. We were able to raise so much money for them. These days, just because I don't have the time that I used to, I kind of like to try and jump on with other people doing great things with charities and kind of help them get the word out and bring a little exposure to them. So these days, it's kind of doing more of that, trying to use my audience for that. And I don't even have a crazy audience yet. I think I'm at like 30,000 on Instagram. I got like 70K on Wicked Bites. it's like 27K on my Facebook. And even with that following, like the amount of good that we're able to do is just
That's a
amazing.
damn lot of people.
Yeah.
It's criminally underrated because social media has expanded and grown so quickly that our perception and reality of like follower counts has completely like changed the way that we think about how many people, because a majority of the people in this world would get on stage in a room full of 50 people and feel overwhelmed. Like, holy shit, this is a lot of people. How do I, even like you think about weddings, 100 or 200 people. And it's like, it takes months to plan that out. So, in a matter of seconds, you can have 50 to 100,000 people viewing your video.
Yeah.
It's pretty profound, especially when you're doing the kind of work that you're doing where you're helping small businesses. It's also contributing to charity work. You're putting on for your community. Regardless of the numbers, I think the effect that you've had personally has spoken for itself.
Yeah,
So,
I
great work.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
great
that.
work.
And it's crazy because it really doesn't even matter how many followers you have. I mean, some of my craziest videos with viewership weren't even recent when I have this larger follow. I did one video out in Worcester at I Love Frankie's. It's at 1.2 million. And I think when I filmed it, I think I had like 9,000 followers. It just doesn't matter.
Wild.
Just hits that algorithm and it's boom.
When it's good, it's good. And when people are interested, they're interested.
Yeah.
And that must have done wonders for the business owner, hopefully, where it created a lot of business and foot.
Crazy. He couldn't even keep up with it. That just happened recently. I was at the Square Deli in Everett, and it just went viral. He was like, "You bastard." He's like, I'm selling out everything. I have to close. He's like, and Portnoy went there, and I love Dave Portnoy. I have so much respect for him. He does so much good for small business.
So much. It's very underrated and underappreciated because of the other avenues that gets the clickbait fame and the clickbait hate and all that other stuff. But the stuff that genuinely has done for small businesses specifically is very underrated and should really be appreciated more.
An absolute gentleman, does so many great things, and I look up to the guy in a lot of ways. He was at the Square Deli, and the Square Deli, the owner, he called me. He's like, "Dude," he's like, "it's worse than when Portnoy was here. When you came," I was like, "Yes, that's not gonna happen again." So I got one time, I got you beat, Dave. It'll never happen again.
I love it.
But
now I'm curious, and we don't have to keep this if you don't want to. But what made you move out to the countryside?
yeah, I talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, I was married. I was married with kids, and I wanted to raise my kids out in the country. And I'm as just a petty state worker, I don't have a lot of money, and I wanted to own a home.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna buy a home in Massachusetts, the only place you can go is out to the country to be able to afford it. So I got a beautiful home out in Townsend, and my kids are growing up in a beautiful home. It's still like the 90s out there. Like I drive up the street, my kids are all playing outside. They're riding bikes. They're in the woods. They're
I love that.
It's like the old
Heck
days,
yes.
and
That's so great.
they get to live that.
I love that. Love that
You know?
for you. All right, let's get into the So New England segment. That's what I was telling you. Without the headphones, you don't get to hear our really cool noises.
I'll make my own.
I love it. All right, we know that you're passionate about Massachusetts, but we do have 6 beautiful states here in New England. And I would like for you to rank the other 5, because I'm not even gonna argue. I know Massachusetts is one for you. So let's see, what are the other 5?
Might be surprised.
Oh, wait a minute,
Plot
curveball.
twist.
Okay, then give us the 6 states in order according to how you enjoy them. What's your favorite?
So look, obviously I'm from Boston. I love Massachusetts. It's my heart and soul. I'm Boston until I die, but my heart goes to New Hampshire.
Oh, let's go. Another New Hampshire lover. I love it.
It's just awesome. And it's vacation land. As a Massachusetts person, you go there for vacation. It has the best of everything.
Yes.
You got the mountains, you got the seacoast, you have kind of city-ish in Salem, you have kind of some weird things in the West. It's just awesome. I love New Hampshire. I would live there if I could.
Love it. Okay, so New Hampshire's number 1.
For me, it's number 1. It's, you know what? It's a tie. It's a tie. How could I say it's better than Mass? It's a tie. It's a tie.
I'm going to give it number 1, and I'm going to give Mass number 2. So give me 3, 4, 5, and 6 then.
3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, Maine. I love Maine. I'm a big ocean. I love the coastline. Maine has so much to offer in that respect. I love Maine. So many cool places to go. Kittery, all the beaches, York Beach, just a cool place. Spent a lot of time with my family up in there. Maine gets number 3.
Gotcha. And 4?
4, Rhode Island.
All right. Is that because of our food?
It's got a great food scene. I still think you guys are kind of knockoff New Yorkers, but
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Forget about it.
I feel like it's an identity crisis. You're kind of caught between the two.
All right, let's just clarify. Rhode Island is a crisis. It's like it's not just identity. It's like SOS, our fucking state, please.
But I love it because you guys are passionate. You guys have, this camaraderie. I love you. Get a great food scene. Get some really cool towns, again, with the coastal communities. I don't hate it. I like Rhode Island.
All right, so then that leaves Vermont and Connecticut. Who gets 5 and 6?
I got to go with Connecticut. Again, a crazy food scene. Now you're really getting into the New York scene. I feel like they're more New York. I feel like they're more New York, less New England. I know there's actually a county in like the southwest corner that doesn't even consider themselves New England. Like,
No, they're part of the tri-state. They don't even know that they're part of New England.
so that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go.
I would like we say all the time. You split Connecticut. Like we've said
Split in
this.
half.
Connecticut, the half of Connecticut that identifies with New England should
We'll make the
merge.
graphic right this time.
Should merge with Rhode Island because Rhode Island needs
There you
help. The extra population and the higher taxes could save a lot of the problems that we have. And I also think that we should just get rid of that and make them that part of Connecticut is a tri-state. This part of Connecticut is New England.
Yeah.
I say that with love and passion.
New Haven down. New York, you can have it.
Exactly.
that is a fantastic idea.
It's actually, if I'm being honest, it is kind of like half, and then you kind of go a little bit
you gotta
west, just
go
because
over.
like when
Just
you
a
get
little bit.
when you get to Hartford, that's so close to like Springfield, so those people are kind of identify with Massachusetts to the west.
Yeah.
So it's more just like this.
Well, that's
bottom
what you
left,
get, like the western Mass
southwest
people, and then the
Yeah.
Rhode Island, Massachusetts people, and then you get the New York people all mixed into.
So I'm going to go one better for you. I think we could cut Massachusetts off just west of Worcester and merge that with that part of Connecticut.
and put them in the tri-state.
Put them right there.
I think I'm with it.
Genius.
I'm with it, and then we can just send Vermont too.
Western Mass
Just
is
us.
its own culture.
I thought
But
we were sending Vermont to Canada.
We are sending Vermont to Canada. That's where they
Let's
identify.
trade them.
We
We'll
should
trade
honestly
them.
send Vermont over to Washington and Oregon. That's where Vermont belongs.
Hey,
But
yeah. But I do like Connecticut. Obviously, pizza capital of the world. Crazy good food down there. And again, the coastal stuff. I love the ocean. So
Yeah.
it's not my favorite place to be. I mean, other than that, what's really going on there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. You said it, not me.
you know what though? This is a hot take. I'm curious. This has been a popular take for us that they say that there is some pizza in Vermont that is better than Connecticut.
So I
Have
saw
you
that.
experienced that at all? Have you had some pizza in Vermont?
I haven't. I can't even remember the last time I've been to Vermont, but I did see it on Mike's page. What did you eat today, sir? And it
Yeah.
looked outrageous.
We got to give it a try. We might have to make this trek up. Maybe we get all of the foodies together and we all go and we give like a ranking together. That could be a lot of fun.
That'd be a great time.
Let's do it.
Vermont. I mean, again, what's going on up there?
Sticks.
City of the Sticks, baby.
I don't think people even know.
No, I don't know. I genuinely
I've been
don't.
there once.
It's scary.
It's very peaceful. I will say, like, it's very green. It's very peaceful, but we've said these facts before, but I know it's like the lowest population in first states.
Yeah.
I think they have the least population. So Subaru capital of the world, of course, but that's.
So I think I've been there
Well,
twice.
Is it not?
I think I've been there twice. And the last one was a trip to Canada with my mother and her ex-boyfriend. And they arrested him at the border, and I still don't know why. It was traumatizing.
Oh my gosh.
I was like 10, and
Jeez.
they just took him away, and yeah. So that's my memory of Vermont.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Vermont
Anyway.
Vermont has definitely become number 6 quickly here.
Oh boy.
All right. You're very passionate about Boston. You're passionate about the accent. I got to know, what is your favorite Boston influenced movie? Who gets it right?
I love all Boston movies, man. I'm such a sucker for a Boston movie. You know what? I have to say Mystic River.
Wow. I don't know. Okay. I know Mystic River. I don't know if I've ever seen the movie though. But now that you say that, like, it's one of those Mystic River, and this came to my mind is when I missed a flight once, when you go through the corridors of, Logan Airport, when you have to go from like D to E or something like that, you go through the back room, they have all the movies right there. And Mystic
Yeah.
River is right up there on the poster.
But you know what? Like, it's probably not even because the movie's great, but it's just so nostalgic to me. Like, it hits me in my memories because, like, I remember when they filmed it. in East Boston, right? And like it was so cool because I was there for it, and like seeing all the actors, Sean Penn, all those guys. Like I remember they came by to my friend's house, Condor Street in East Boston, and these are just city people, no money and stuff. So this was like such a big deal to them because the production company said, "Listen, we're going to spray the front of your house with filth and dirt, and we're going to pay you to do it."
Yeah.
And they were so happy about that. So they sprayed all the houses to look like this grimy neighborhood. It already was.
They're like, the lady's like, actually, you don't have to. My house is good.
Right. But so
This
they,
street's fine.
This street's fine.
so they did that, and I can remember like they're down on the street filming, and me and my best friend John Fagoni were up in the window, and they're yelling at us like, "Get in the window!" And we're like hanging out watching it, and like I got to watch it be made, and like to see it now, it's like it's just the memories are crazy to me.
That's so cool. That's the
great-
first.
that's
That's the
great.
first one we've gotten for Mystic River.
Yeah.
Usually it's like The Town or The Departed or of course Good Will Hunting.
All great,
Yeah, all good movies.
all great, but that, again, that's just more like a nostalgia.
No, but I love that. This is for you. And then Mystic River again. That's the first time
It's
it's
a
been
great
mentioned.
movie.
I honestly totally forgot that was a Boston movie.
Yeah, and
It's a little bit older. That's why it's also not as super modern. But
right. And all those places they were at and stuff, like those are places like that store that they were in, like we were in that store every day. You know what I mean? It's
that's a really cool experience.
it's so
tie
cool.
that.
And then another cool one, Blown Away.
I don't know that one.
Oh,
Dude, I think you're gonna have to give us a movie list here because there's a lot of movies we don't know.
Blown Away. It's
Okay.
about the Boston. It's been so long since I've seen it. I'm probably saying it wrong, but like the Boston Bomb Squad, and a guy running around Boston with bombs and stuff. And I remember they had like left pamphlets on all of our doors, like, "Hey, we're gonna blow shit up at this time on this day," because this was like the '90s, I think. So there wasn't like social media and stuff. So I can remember they blew up a ship down on the East Boston waterfront. I can remember being home with my grandmother, and like the house was like shaking, the windows were shaking. It was such a big deal back then.
That's wild.
Awesome.
I didn't know any of this. Look
Watch
at this.
Blown Away.
Yes, we have some movies to watch.
I
this
know we got
weekend.
some movies to
Right?
watch, and we got some
Yeah.
more history lessons to get into.
Blown Away.
Awesome. Is there any other ones I'm trying like that you can think of?
I mean, obviously, I love The Departed because it touches on, being from Boston, growing up, you hear so many stories, from my dad is older. My dad's 84 years old.
Oh,
I
wow,
grew
okay.
up in old world Boston.
Gotcha.
I grew up going to the private clubs. It was almost like a Bronx Tale growing up. The stories that, I would hear in these places about Boston's past and underworld, and seeing those come to life in movies, it's just so cool. Like growing up hearing those things and
Yeah.
then seeing it. So, The Departed, you see a lot of that. But yeah,
Love it. Alrighty. Got a lot of seasons here. Do you have a favorite? I feel like if you grew up in the city, the experience for you is different because obviously we're in the, city of Providence, which it's very small, but we grew up having a lot of outdoors and a lot of, so we were truly affected by the seasons. Whereas Eastie, obviously not dead center of the city. So, but what was the seasons like for you? Do you have a favorite?
So I feel like it's changing for me as I get older and depending on where I live.
Right.
Growing up in East Boston, like the winter sucked, right?
Yeah.
So like there's already nowhere to park. They stick your car in your ass, a fire hydrant, or a bus stop. That's where you park it. Now throw in a friggin' snow emergency and you just there's nowhere to put your car.
Yeah.
Like nowhere.
Yep.
And people will fight you over this. I mean, I remember seeing entire families playing in parking spots until the father came home so that they didn't lose a spot.
Yeah.
Like it was just nuts. But all that,
Wild.
yeah, like crazy. But then all that goes away. Like when you move out to like where the house that I own in Townsend, I'm in Tewksbury now, by the way, but the house that I own with my kids in Townsend, like we have 3 acres and an 8-car driveway. It's like so mind boggling to like that those problems just disappear, but, so I don't know. In my old age now, I'll be 40 in a few months. I really love the fall and summer. I just love the summer because I enjoy, again, the ocean, being out in the water. I spent 12 years as a harbor master for the town of Winthrop.
Curveball. Okay, look at this. God, what haven't you done?
I've done a lot. Yeah, I spent 12 years as a deputy harbor master for the town of Winter. It was like friggin' Baywatch. It was awesome.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But because of the boating stuff, I really loved the summer and having kids, being able to do more with kids in the summer. So I don't know. I mean, I love them all. I don't really know how to answer this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty New England. It's like unless you're actually doing something active in winter, every other season is fine. It's just winter that sucks unless you're up in the east skiing.
Yeah, but I feel like the winter, like I zero in on like content. I don't mind sitting home editing videos. It's like something good for all of it, I guess.
Right. I
don't
gotcha.
know. Yeah.
Anything you think is overrated about New England or Boston specifically?
Overrated?
Or
Overrated.
food based.
Yeah. Anything that you think like people are harping on or chiming in about like, oh, this particular thing, whether that's like food, whether that's like, nightlife, anything that you think is a bit overrated.
I think the nightlife sucks in Boston. I mean, 10 years ago was awesome. I mean, there's very few options now with respect to the nightlife. But I mean, again, I'm not crazy in that scene, so I could be wrong. Again, a lot of cliche things, a lot of repetitive things that people are saying, but we're saying it because it's real. The food, again, you really don't have to go into Boston to have great food. I'm going to say it again. People kill me. I don't care. Say I'm copying other people. I agree with it. I'm with it. You don't. And I'd much rather not go deal with it. You know, you can go up Route 1, hit a great place. You can go Metro West. There's a place out there I love, Blue on Highland. Crazy good food. You don't have to go into Boston. Overrated. Yeah, I don't know. I just have to go with that. I don't know.
How about underrated? Something that you think is great about New England or Boston as a whole that you think needs a little bit more love and attention?
I really have to think about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean, we're pretty out there, man. I mean, everybody's riding.
I mean,
our
we
ass
get a
there.
lot of different spectrums. Like someone said that like the traffic, for example, is underrated. Like it's not talked about enough. I mean,
What
it
do you
is
mean
here in
underrated?
like underrated about how bad it is. Like
It is awful.
because it's more like the conversation
Compared
is
to like
about,
LA, I think.
yeah, it's like the conversation is like if someone's listening to this and they're not from New England, like what do you think is like overrated? It's like, okay, everyone harps on we do this particular thing. That's not true.
So
Underrated is like, oh, we have a much better, the reverse. Like, oh, it's underrated how good our nightlife scene is. It's underrated how heavy our traffic is. It's underrated how fun the seasons are. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to go with that, with the traffic. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I sat through this whole thing, this whole big dig shit, growing up. I watched this thing being built, right? So like being out in the water with the boats, like I watched them dumping these tunnels into the Boston Harbor and creating these tunnels.
So wild. I don't know how the hell they did that.
It was nuts. I worked in Faneuil Hall at a hotel. I would go on the roof every day and take a picture of the progress. And I don't know where it is now, but I got to take a picture every day and see the progress of it being knocked down, and it was just awesome. But it did nothing for us. It did absolutely nothing for us. And the problem is Boston, I feel like has grown more into a world-class city than we were over the last 10 years. And we've completely outgrown our infrastructure. We have zero ability to handle this.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute mess.
And people continue to move here and make it more crowded. It's making it kind of difficult.
It's just insanity. Like they say Boston's an hour from Boston. It is. But I'm going to tell you something that I've learned.
I love it. What's that?
That's not the worst. The worst highway in Massachusetts exists in the Merrimack Valley.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's a little slice of hell called 495.
I've been stuck in 495 in the Merrimack Valley, actually.
But this
way up
little
to Haverhill.
stretch from Lowell to Haverhill is maximum exposure to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually just did a video about this. I was riding an ostrich through 495, throwing cannolis at cars, and it went viral because everybody can relate to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just insanity.
It's wild. Criminally underrated, folks, our traffic. It's so much worse than you think it is.
Awful, especially 495.
Is there a food that you think best represents New England? Like if there was one dish to be like, this is New England?
Again, I really have to think about that because it's so diverse. I mean, everybody's going to say the seafood or the stupid shit like the fucking Boston cream. No, that's not it.
Which is a great way to describe us, tough exterior, soft interior.
Yeah. I got to think about that.
Yeah, you're filled with cream, all right.
Oh my
Oh my God.
What?
Clip that.
These questions are so hard to ask because I feel like there's so much and there's so many new things and so many legendary things. I just don't know that we're pigeonholed to one thing. You know, give me a category and I could zero in on that. But
maybe what's one that's going to feel the most New England? Like if someone was coming from out of town, from the
Or
Midwest.
like one for each state too. You could do
Yeah,
that.
if you have a dish for each state, you can do that as well.
I wouldn't say so much a dish, right? I just feel like you need to get into the neighborhoods, right? So like you come to Boston, what are you doing? You're just going downtown, right? You got to get into those neighborhoods because there's so many great things in those neighborhoods. For instance, like East Boston, growing up, for me, it was all Italian. It was almost like the North End, but now it's more of a Latino community. And there's so many great Mexican and Central American places that you just wouldn't know to go experience. So it's very different in different areas. So I'm going to go with, I can't really answer. It's unique to each.
I like that though, because obviously, you know, when people are not necessarily foodies and we're all just more influencers, people of the community that are just New Englanders, you know, the answer is usually clam chowder, lobster roll, maybe clam fritters, something like that. But in this particular, look at that. We have them stumped. We have a foodie stumped on the best New England dish or the most New England dish, excuse me.
There's just so many, like, I'll tell you what's we're giving Philly a run for their money right now.
Ooh, on the
Cheesesteak?
There is an anomaly. Something's happening. All right. Because these things are popping up right now all over Massachusetts. A few places, a handful of places doing these. And I've been to Philly. I love Frankie's in Worcester, the Square Deli in Everett. Big Al's up in Billerica, which I haven't been to. They're making a play on the Philly cheesesteak, and they ain't missing. It is crazy. They're bringing the Cooper Shop cheese, which is a Philly thing, inserting it into Massachusetts steak and cheeses. We're calling it a cheesesteak. We're throwing it on a seated. We're doing the ribeye, and holy shit, it is exploding right now.
I love it. We got some.
Fuck.
Yeah. Jeez, Ben. A little sexual there.
Any place doing this right now is going crazy, and I'm all over it.
We're told too. We had Dom from Dom Sausage on the pod, and we're told that he claims he thinks he's got the best cheese steak and cheese.
Is he doing the Cooper Shop?
That I don't know.
He was doing the steak tip meat or
Yeah, I mean he's got some of the best steak.
cheese. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing for cheese.
There is no question that Dom's steak tip. There is no question that Dom's steak tips rank supreme. I love them. They're amongst the greatest in probably the country. In fact, I was just at a place. I haven't released the video yet. I'm going to be releasing it. But they did a steak tip sub with the Dom's steak tips, and holy shit! Wait until you see this.
So good.
Dom don't mess around.
No, he does not.
Dom's got that shit unlocked.
He does.
Now I don't know how well traveled you are, but I'm curious to see your opinion on who you would add to the New England region if you could. City, country, state, anywhere in the world. If you could add it to join our region, what would it be? For example, I say Florida because I would love to have that warm weather and the beaches. So everything comes with it. But some people just say cities. Some people say an entire, country.
I'm going to tell you my problem with Florida in a minute. All right. I love Florida. I love the weather. I love the ocean. I love the feel, the sunshine, the palm trees. But I feel like it doesn't have a soul.
No.
Doesn't.
Mm-mm.
It's like,
We were just talking to Johnny about that, we have such soul here in New England.
yeah, it's just kind of like everybody there is from somewhere else, or it's just missing a soul to me.
Mm.
But I digress. I really, 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 really love Philly.
Wow. This is going to be the second time now Philly's getting added to New England.
The amount of chaos.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time there in the last couple of months, and I just love it. And I wish it was closer. I think they do so many great things. The food scene. I think I went to my favorite restaurant that I've ever been to in my life down there.
Ooh.
I'm going to say it.
Wow.
Yep. It's called The Saloon. It's in South Philly. In the Saloon, you're like, what the hell's a saloon? No, it's not a cowboy joint.
Yeah.
It's an old school Italian restaurant in South Philly in a neighborhood with so much character. I mean, you got to see this place. I had such a good, I didn't want to leave. And I would go back down there just to go there.
Wow.
was that good.
That's awesome.
Sounds like we got some research to do, huh?
Yeah.
For real.
Amazing.
But I just love it down there. So many great places. I did the cheesesteak thing, and everybody ripped me up for it. You went to Pat and Gino's. Look, you have to go to the staple places. You have to set a foundation. You got to take a pulse, and then you have a base. You know what I mean? And you can go everywhere else. So I went to the whole Pat and Gino's thing. I think Pat's is better. But I just love the vibe down there. I hung out in South Philly, and it's so similar to Boston in a lot of ways. And I just wish it was closer. So.
All right. Looks like we got to make a trip to Philly, boys.
Let's do it.
You'll love
down.
So Philadelphia.
So Philadelphia episode.
Philadelphia.
Maybe we'll get a foodie up here from Philly that can talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. One last thing. Could you give us like the perfect day of eating for you? Here. Give us some restaurants.
So I did this on another podcast.
On Jack's, right? On the Team Massachusetts, right? Or
Team dinner.
Team dinner. Yep.
And, maybe I change it up a little bit, but I'll say I'm not a big breakfast guy. But if I was going to do breakfast, I love this place in Wakefield called Carol's. They do some crazy good breakfast there. They do this like s'mores waffle.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I love s'mores. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. If I couldn't go there, there's another place up in I think it's Mason, New Hampshire. I forget the name of the place. We'll just stick with Carol's.
Polly's Pancakes.
No.
I love Polly's
Was it
Pancakes.
Pickety? It's not Pickety Place. It's the other place. I can't remember it, so it's probably going to screw up the editing. So I'm going to stick with Carol's. I love Carol's. And again, it's like, it's not just because of the food. It's like, I love her. Like, she just does such a great job. But I don't love breakfast. For lunch, I'm a big sub guy. Love my subs. I said the last time that I'd be at Lakash's in Burlington getting a steak tip sub. I just had a steak tip sub yesterday in Stoneham that rivaled it, which I might.
No, nothing. Go ahead.
I thought you were going to ask me a question.
No. I'm not interrupting this thought. No chance. Sorry.
It was just such an unassuming place. It was at like this little sub shop called Pizza Mia in Stoneham, but the steak tip sub was just outrageous, and it's because he's using Dom's steak tips. So it's going to be a steak tip sub from somewhere, and if I can't do that, these new Philly cheesesteak places popping up, the Square Deli. I love Frankie's. I would need one of those for lunch. And for dinner, man, this is where I like Boston, right? So like date night, fun night in Boston, hanging out. Yeah, I just can't get over it, man. I cannot get over my love for Italian food. Nothing rubs me the right way more than a great Italian dinner in the greatest little Italy in the country. The North End. I'm sorry. I'm going down there at night. I'm hanging out. I'm going to eat like an asshole. I'm going to get a half a dozen cannolis, and I'm going to eat them in an alley. And that's what I'm going to do.
And I'm coming too. Fuck yeah. You're staying home.
So many underrated places in the North End, too, that people don't even know about, like Paziali's. Nobody talks about Paziali's Bakery. You go down there, there's lines a mile long for all the greats, Maud and Mike's, Bovas. Little do these idiots know is this place called Paziali's that's doing the same thing, and the lines there's no lines. So I slide into Paziali's, I get my fix, everything's good.
I love that for you.
That's huge.
Yeah.
All right. If you could give one statement, one word, phrase, sentence to someone that's not from New England, if you could be like, this is what to expect, what would you tell them?
Chaos. It's just chaos.
Welcome to New England. Chaos.
That's it. And I love it. Every minute of it.
Awesome. Steve, where can everybody find you online? How can they watch you on NESN? When can they tune in? So anyone that is not familiar with your game can come and check in and see what you got going on.
You can catch me on social media, Instagram and Facebook at The Wicked Snackah. And it's an H at the end. It's not an R. The Wicked Snackah. That's on social media. And of course, you can catch us every Saturday morning at 8:30 and Sunday nights at 10 on NESN. That's the New England Sport Net. That's the New England Sports Network, Wicked Bites TV.
Amazing. Thanks for making the trek down to Little Rhodey. I hope that you get your fix and some good food while you're down here. Maybe get a better cannoli review. I've heard that it was a tough visit for you last time.
I don't think I'm allowed in Federal Hill right now, but we'll figure it out.
All right, folks, that's going to conclude episode 71 of the So New England podcast. Please remember, folks, life's better in New England.
Red Sox crack and the Celtics